everyone, I'm Lucy.
And I'm Jason.
And we are from the YouTube channel Tic Tac Toy, which is a pretty large toy channel on YouTube. We have a few 100,000 subscribers right now. Hope to be at 1 million pretty soon. And right now you're watching our family vlog that goes behind the scenes of Tic Tac Toy. This is Tic Tac Toy family. And we thought we'd make a video just kind of showing you what our toy studio looks like for a YouTube channel, because when we decided to start a channel a year and a half ago, we had no history, nothing to do with, videography, with YouTube, with editing, with lighting, with anything at all.
Zero knowledge about anything.
Zero knowledge. And our kids are watching YouTube toy channels, and we just thought, let's do one. So we had to kind of figure it out on our own. And I looked everywhere to try to figure out how to set up a kid's toy studio and couldn't find anything. So we figured we would share you ours in case you're interested in coming up with your own, or maybe you have your own channel, and you can kind of check out the equipment we use, the setup we use, and just kind of see what we have. Keep in mind, we are not experts, but this has worked for us, and we are now able to do this full time for a living and having fun. So we thought we'd kind of share the fun with you guys. So this is our studio, and it's just a bedroom in our house that we've kind of converted to our YouTube studio. We have a couple areas in it. We have this area over here, which is where our daughters sit when we do segments with them and when they're doing toy unboxing. So I'm gonna kind of show you this area first, and then we'll get to the area where you might think of more traditionally as a toy channel, where you just see someone's hands behind a backdrop opening toys. I'll show you how we set up that as well. So if we come over here, you see we just have a basic table with 2 chairs behind it, and this is where our daughters sit while they are unboxing toys. We went with a white glossy table because we've seen people try to use tables of different colors, or we've tried to put different colors down, and the lighting just doesn't reflect well off of it. So we really like to have the white tabletop there, and then we have 2 chairs in the back. We also have some posters behind their seats. I actually would not recommend doing what we have set up right now, because as you can see some of the light from our lights glaring onto the cameras, and so we're constantly having to, rearrange the lights. That way you don't see these big glares through the photos. We're gonna talk a little bit about the lighting structure. We have 2. We basically have 3 lights aimed at this area. We have 2 lights on both sides that come in at a 45-degree angle, and then 1 light that is overhead, kind of offering like I guess they call it a hair light that kind of goes above and behind the kids. And then I don't know if Jason, do you want to talk about lighting, because we've been through so many different lighting systems. I think we're on our 3rd now, is that right?
2nd, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 3rd.
It is our 3rd, I believe.
Yeah, we started out with a really cheap 3-piece set from, I think it was Cowboy Studios, but it was like 150 bucks, and you got the 2 main 45-degree lights and then 1 overhead light, and then they used the fluorescent bulbs, I think. Yes,
just don't do tungsten, because tungsten is hot to touch and you will burn your hands.
Right, so these had the fluorescent bulbs.
Right, and they did their job, they were fine.
Right, and that was when we were doing mostly a toy unboxing type.
Right, good to start out with when you don't have a lot of money to invest in lighting.
Right, and they looked kind of like these here. These are Studio Pro though, I think. Let me take a look at the back.
And we're actually going to put Amazon links to all of the things we use in our studio, so that if you're curious about the exact models, you'll be able to click in the descriptions below and see exactly what we use. And this was our 2nd set of lights,
yes,
which
this is a bit of an upgrade, because as you can see here, you got the 3 different controls for the on-off, and that'll control the left 2, the right 2, and the center of the bulb, versus the Cowboy Studio set that we had prior, which just had 1 off and on switch. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. This is a little bit better quality. I think we spent about 180 bucks for these 2, and then the overhead. And then it comes with this diffuser on the front, and I think these are aluminum tripods. So. And
truthfully, the main downside I'd say for these are just simply that they're bulky. And if you have a smaller studio, they do take up a lot of space, and they're hard if you're transporting your lights for any reason to do shoots in different places. It's kind of difficult because they are so bulky and boxy and take up a lot of space. And so what we're currently using.
That's what we currently use for the studio. And these are Vovitech Studio Pro. These are the S1200s here.
And we'll again put the link for these exact models in our channel in our description link below.
Well, it's two 1200s and one 600D.
And here's Maya. You want to say hi, Maya?
Hi.
She appears on Tic Tac Toy. I'm going to show them where you sit when we film. Your special seats. So we're pretty happy with these lights. They are a lot smaller.
And I'm usually behind Moana and Maui.
Yes, you are usually right there in front of Moana and Maui, aren't you? Anything else you want to say about these lights? They're just compact. They're feel a little heavy duty, like a little less flimsy.
Yeah, so it's metal casing. These are LEDs versus the fluorescents. So the thing with the LEDs is you have the smaller footprint. They're a little bit more durable. They're not going to break as easily as like a fluorescent bulb would. You don't really have to replace these lights. They last, I think, 100,000 hours. You're going to get, I believe it's 5,000 lumens out of each one of these versus something like 1,000 or 2,000 versus each of the soft boxes you saw earlier. These also come with barn doors. And I don't think, they're not installed right now.
They are not on it right now.
So the barn doors, they're like flaps basically, where you can control the amount of light that's kind of diffused throughout the area, and you can focus it in on certain smaller areas you want light to hit. And then on the back, what's cool about these is the dimmer dial. You can go all the way up to the full 5,000 lumens. They put off a lot less heat, and they require less electricity as well. So you're gonna save a little bit on electricity.
Great, so these are the ones we pretty much use 99% of the time. We will occasionally pop these in just to add some extra lighting, maybe along the backs or the sides for a little hair lighting. But these three are pretty much what we use most of the time. So I'm gonna show you our other studio kind of setup for our more traditional toy unboxings. And then we'll talk about all the different cameras we've been through, because I think we're on our, like, I don't know, third or fourth one now probably, before we found one we really like. And then we'll talk about some of the extra equipment that we use too, just to kind of add to the channel and have a little bit more fun with what we're doing. So over here, I don't know if you wanna grab this camera, Jason,
Sure.
is the area we use for traditional toy unboxings. So you see we have kind of a high tabletop here. And this is where I would have, I don't know, like a toy, and I would be unboxing it. We'd have a tripod set up right in front of me, and I'd be unboxing it basically like this. So, yep, just like this. So here's my hands, and I'm unboxing a toy. We have a nice, again, white table, because when you use different colors, it just doesn't look that great with the lighting. In the back, we have, basically it's just fadeless bulletin board paper. And again, we'll put links to that as well. They have all different colors. We've cycled through, you know, purple, blue, yellow. We'll kind of change it up from time to time, depending on maybe what we're shooting or what we want to do. I have my little stool that I use in case I want to sit down. I'll put the tripod in front of me and start unboxing toys. This is kind of what you picture when you think of a toy channel. The traditional setup, I guess I would say. Now for lighting, we simply use the exact same lights. We flip them around, so I'll take these ones and, ooh, don't knock one down. I'll angle them in at a 45-degree angle. I'll probably raise them up a little bit higher, so they're not really at the height I would have it at. I'll take the big overhead light and put that right in the middle, so it'll shine down on the table, and then I'll take the other one to the other side and angle it again at a 45-degree angle up a little bit higher. And then we kind of adjust it, move it forward and backwards. Depending on how tall the object is, how deep we have it. We just kind of watch for shadows on the table. See, right now you can see I have shadows here, so obviously I don't have all the lights set up and the lighting is not as good as it should be. So these are basically the two setups we have. We have our little kids toy unboxing area where they have their table and their seats, and then we have my kind of hands unboxing toy area over here. And I think we'll go into next the cameras we have used. So we first started out with using just our DSLR Canon camera.
It's a T3i.
Yes, this is kind of an older model, but we used that for, I don't know, the first 9 months maybe?
Yeah.
So we used that for quite a while. The annoying thing with that is ours didn't automatically focus when you moved an object forward and backward, like mine is doing right now. It focuses and it refocuses. So I was constantly having to, you know, move the camera and refocus, move the camera and refocus, and move the camera and refocus. So while the quality was really good, the focusing issue just got to take up too much time, and we realized we need to save some time and get a better camera. So actually, our next step, which seems kind of funny, was actually using our cell phones. So for the next, I I don't know, probably 9 months, a year, we simply used my iPhone and his Samsung, and it actually, for your basic toy channel, it did its job. It worked pretty well. When we started getting a little more creative and needed better sound and lighting options is when we got away from the cell phones, but we still will fill in with our cell phones from time to time when we need to. And then I'm gonna talk about microphones.
Sure, so the iPhone doesn't come with a mic jack, the 7s and above, but the Galaxies do still, fortunately. So Rode actually sells this. It's the Videomic Me, and you can pick this up on Amazon for 50 bucks. It comes with a windscreen, and it just plugs into your microphone out jack. And basically this is a directional passive microphone, so it's not battery powered, it just uses the power from your cell phone. And it's directional, meaning it's only going to pick up sound that's coming towards the front of the microphone, and it's actually going to passively cancel out the sound behind it. So if you're vlogging, which is what we use it for a lot, or if you're just doing the toy unboxings where your mouth is pretty close to the front of the microphone, it actually does pretty well at isolating the sounds that you want to go into the microphone and kind of eliminating that background hum you'll get. So Rode, they make really good microphones, and this is we got this from Amazon for about 50 bucks. Okay, another microphone that I forgot to mention with the DSLR was this Rode Videomic Go. You can pick this up for about $95 to $100 on Amazon right now.
And we'll put the link in the description below.
It's the same concept as the Videomic Me. It's a directional microphone, so it's gonna pick up the sound that comes from the front of it. Comes with a built-in windscreen, and for just a slight improvement in sound quality, 100 bucks, this is a pretty good deal.
All right, should we get to our, why don't we show the GoPro first? Because we use the GoPro from time to time too.
So I had the old LCD Plus Hero, whatever you want to call it. It was like 150 bucks, and it worked well in certain outdoor conditions, but it wasn't the best by any means. So when we upgraded to the Hero 5, it was a dramatic improvement, and the quality is great. You don't actually need any sort of casing. So as it comes, just like this, it's waterproof and shockproof. It records in 4K. It's 1080p. It'll go up to 120 frames per second. So it's great for capturing fast action shots like that. And it also has the capability of doing really good underwater and slow motion type shots as well.
Yeah, so we've taken it underwater for a few kids' videos. It's been fun. Okay, so now we'll talk a little bit about the camera that we use probably 97% of the time now, and it's the camera we're using right now. So you have to just give us a second, and we're gonna switch to the cell phone, and that way we can show you the camera we're actually holding right now. So, got your cell phone on?
Sure do. Okay, so this is the camera that we use currently, and it's great for vlogging. It's the Canon G7X. It's the Mark II, and we purchased this for, I believe it was $680 off Amazon. The great thing about this is the autofocus and how well it picks up light in low light situations. The audio is really good, and it's got a compact size.
Yeah, we like it. It's just, it gives us better lighting than the cell phone. That was the main reason we switched, just because the lighting, it was good, but it wasn't great, and the sound quality was good, but it wasn't great with the cell phone. This kind of improves, I'd say, the lighting and the sound. And this is probably, if you see vloggers, this is the camera that I would say probably a good chunk, the majority of vloggers use. So it's very popular in the YouTube community. And then you probably have seen the tripod. If you ever watch vloggers, this is kind of the typical tripod they have. I don't even talk about this a little bit.
All right. So that's the Joby Gorilla.
Let's switch back to this, how about?
Okay.
Guys,
Okay, Maya wants to tell us something.
I'm getting ready for a magic microwave video.
Oh, so Maya's setting up for a video over there. She loves to make her own videos too. All right, Maya, you go get busy. We're gonna show them some more of the equipment we use. And again, I apologize, the lights are kind of all over the place right now just because we're trying to show equipment, so it's a little bit off right now. But go ahead and talk about that.
So this is the Joby Gorilla Pod. It's the SLR model. It's sturdy enough to hold any sort of heavier DSLR type camera, but because of its sturdiness and the way you can kind of mold it and grip any one of these handles here, it makes for a good vlogging stick, selfie stick almost.
So you can set it down on the table and aim it whatever way you want.
Yeah, and it'll fold around like branches or rocks or whatever if you need a portable tripod for, you know, any sort of outdoor situation.
You eating jelly beans? Those are from a video we did too.
Yeah. How old are those, Maya?
Huh?
Those are pretty old, aren't they?
They still taste good though.
Still okay. So this is probably one of my favorite purchases, other than this camera that you're holding there, Luz. $50 on Amazon. And the cool thing about this is a lot of people know what it's for. A lot of kids see us holding this in the camera and assume that we're vloggers.
I think what he's trying to say is when you're out vlogging in public, it's a little bit awkward holding a camera pointing at yourself like I'm doing right now and walking around. You feel a little silly. So when we use this, people tend to recognize us as vloggers, so we look less silly. We look like we're out doing our job, basically. So
Right.
people come up to us and say, oh, are you vloggers with your channel? So I feel a little less silly when I have the proper equipment and I'm aiming a nice camera and a nice tripod at me than I did when I was walking around with a cell phone pointed at my face, and I felt a little bit silly. But I guess just something you have to get over. Okay. So what other equipment do we want to show? How about we haven't showed our regular tripods that we use in our studio yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we have 2 we've used. Let's start with the first purchase we bought. Oh, you okay, Maya?
Yeah, but I want to tell you something. You might see this magic microwave video.
You're right. We do have magic microwave videos on Tic Tac Toy.
This magic microwave video, it's very funny.
Okay, thank you, Maya. All right, so when you pull out our first tripod we bought, it's actually down here next to some of our toys we have. So if you want to pick that up, Jason, and explain some of the details, what we liked, what we didn't like.
It's pretty detail-less, actually. It's an Amazon Basics model. I think we paid $25 maybe for the whole thing. It's plastic all the way around. The feet don't really articulate, but they do come out about that far, so I think it's about a
So it gets decent height.
5 foot tripod.
I think there's tape on it because it broke.
Yeah, it broke here, so it's duct taped. But I mean, you get what you pay for with tripods. I didn't really think tripods can be any different than one another, but there's actually quite a bit of a difference when you step up in price. So, I mean, but this had everything we needed for the first year or so.
I'll show them what my main complaint was. Swap. So when I was filming videos, and I would have my table up and I wanted to show toys and I tried to turn it from side to side, it was rigidy no matter how much you loosened it, and it just, the camera, and so it looked horrible and I couldn't do it, so I have to pick the camera off whenever I went to do different motions on it from side to side. I know I'm using all the wrong terms, but again, this is something we learned over time. But so it was, I couldn't do a lot of movement with it, and I felt very limited when I was doing like toy unboxings because of that. Do you see we do have that cell phone attachment too, which I believe, did we buy extra or did that come with it?
I think that was a $5 add-on.
So cheap little add-on, but very basic. That was my main complaint though. But we got a new tripod, and we'll show you that one that we use now.
Here, I found it, Mommy.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Maya.
Doesn't sound staged at all. She really wanted to do that part, so we told her she could. Good job, Maya. Okay, so what I love about the new tripod is, look at this. I can turn it seamlessly, and I can get all these different angles, and it doesn't bounce and get all bumpy like the old one did. So, plus I can't even describe to you how much sturdier and heavier this feels. It's completely different. So I'll let Jason tell you the name, the specifics, and again, we will put the link to the specific one at the bottom of the description.
Below.
Yes, so go ahead.
This is the Manfrotto Be Free Live, and it is the one that comes with the fluid head attachment, which is what Lucy finds so amazing. And the great thing about that is just how easily it'll glide. I mean, you barely have to touch it, but yet it doesn't move left and right or up or down. So that way you can get those panning shots. You know, if you're doing like outdoor videography especially, it's good. What else? It's made of complete aluminum everywhere, so it's a lot heavier, a lot sturdier. The legs will fold, so you can close it back up like that and transport it pretty easily. What else? It'll extend up to 6 feet with the legs fully extended and this fully popped up. It's got a quick release top attachment here. So
yeah, you definitely want quick release for looking for a tripod.
Right. That way, you know, you can move in between shots really easily. Bunch of levels. I don't know if you can see that. so you know that your camera is completely level and flat. And then you have just adjustments for the legs here, so you could go to a more of a wider setting somehow. Not sure exactly how that works there. Oh, there you go. So that's a lot wider than.
This is a relatively new tripod for us, so we're still figuring out all the specifics, but we already love it much better.
But it's great. So the difference between a $30 tripod and a $240 tripod, you definitely get what you pay for, and it's much better quality. Oh, thank you, Maya. All right.
All right, I'm just gonna show you a couple little extras that we have and use, and then we'll kind of be ready to wrap this video up. So what do we have first, Jason?
How about a selfie stick?
Yes, must have a selfie stick.
Yeah, so I sprung for the Fujitech FT568 on Amazon. I think this was probably 30 or 40 bucks. It'll extend 48 inches. It's all aluminum. It's pretty sturdy. It'll hold your GoPro no problem. It'll hold our phone no problem.
And you don't feel silly at all walking around with that, do you?
No. Well, I took this to the Grand Canyon. I got some good panoramic shots of me.
He did.
Going in circles around the rim of the canyon. So yeah, and then it has a Bluetooth kind of, this will come out I think. Yeah, it's a detachable Bluetooth controller to take pictures while your camera's 4 feet away. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We used this a lot prior to getting the Joby one that you're holding.
That I'm holding right now.
Yeah, so this is good for phones or GoPros. This bag here, an Amazon Basics bag, it's just a standard camera bag. It's got all the compartments that you need to hold your batteries and your camera and microphones and all your memory cards. Amazon sells this for I think like 15 bucks.
Right, so this is basically a quick tour of what a kids toy channel studio looks like. Again, we had our area over here where the kids sit at when they are filming, and we have my area back here, hi, where I traditionally film, and oh, everybody's dancing in the background.
Dennis came back from dance.
Yep, she came back from dance. So, like I said, we are not experts. We're just a mom and dad doing our own thing and decided we wanted to make a toy channel, and we've had to kind of learn everything from nothing. So, like I said, everything we know is just from trial and error, and there's probably experts with videography and lighting who can give you more specifics, but this has worked for us, and it's been the path we've taken, and we've grown. We have several 100,000 subscribers on our Tic Tac Toy channel, so if you haven't subscribed to that, please do look for Tic Tac Toy, and then you can also subscribe to this channel, Tic Tac Toy Family, where we go behind the scenes of Tic Tac Toy and show you what it is like to be a kids toy YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun, but a lot of hard work. So we hope you enjoy it, and feel free to ask questions below. We do occasionally do videos where we answer questions, so the more questions we get, the sooner we will put a video together answering those questions.
And you can find us on Instagram.
Yes, you can find us on Instagram
and Twitter.
too. And Twitter, that's right.
Tic Tac Toy Family.
Tic Tac Toy Family.
Follow us.
Follow us. Anything else you want to add?
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and we hope if you are starting a journey on YouTube that you have fun with it and enjoy it as much as we have.